Ferrari entered the 2026 Formula One season with one clear objective: build the fastest overall race car instead of chasing the most powerful engine. And while that strategy looked questionable during the opening rounds as Mercedes dominated qualifying and appeared comfortably ahead on the straights, the story has started to change dramatically over the last few races. Barcelona became the moment that convinced many people inside the paddock that Ferrari's long-term development plan might finally be paying off. Lewis Hamilton's victory was not simply the result of good strategy or fortunate timing. It was a clear demonstration that Ferrari has transformed its car into a genuine championship contender. Throughout the weekend, the red machine looked incredibly stable through high-speed corners, managed its tires better than many expected, and showed a level of consistency that had been missing earlier in the season. Even more impressive was the fact that Ferrari managed to qualify extremely close to Mercedes at one of the most aerodynamically demanding circuits on the Formula One calendar. That immediately raised an important question throughout the paddock. If Ferrari can already match Mercedes in the corners despite still giving away power on the straights, what happens when the Italian team finally unlocks more engine performance? That possibility has suddenly become the biggest talking point in Formula One, because reports suggest Ferrari is preparing a major power unit upgrade that could completely reshape the championship battle. Unlike some rivals who focused heavily on maximizing horsepower from the very beginning of the new regulations, Ferrari chose a very different path. The engineers invested enormous effort into building an aerodynamic package capable of generating exceptional downforce while maintaining excellent balance across different types of circuits. That philosophy meant accepting compromises in outright engine performance, because the team believed that superior cornering speed and tire management would produce greater rewards over an entire race distance. Early in the season, many critics questioned whether Ferrari had made the wrong choice, because Mercedes enjoyed a noticeable straight-line advantage and regularly controlled qualifying sessions. However, as development continued, Ferrari slowly introduced upgrades almost every race weekend, carefully refining the front wing, floor, side pods, diffuser, suspension settings, and airflow management around the car. Instead of searching for one revolutionary breakthrough, the engineers focused on improving every small area, knowing that tiny gains across multiple components could eventually produce a significant overall performance increase. Barcelona represented the first event where all those individual improvements finally came together. The revised aerodynamic package generated stronger front-end grip, improved airflow underneath the floor, enhanced rear stability, and allowed the drivers to attack corners with far greater confidence than before. Watching the onboard footage revealed how stable the Ferrari looked during direction changes, especially compared to earlier races where the car often appeared nervous under heavy load. That stability translated directly into faster corner entry speeds, stronger traction on corner exits, and reduced tire degradation during long stints. While Mercedes still possessed slightly superior engine power, Ferrari's ability to carry more speed through the corners helped neutralize much of that advantage over a full lap. This is exactly why engineers often say that a balanced race car can sometimes be more valuable than simply having the most horsepower. But Ferrari is not stopping with aerodynamic improvements. According to growing speculation inside Formula One, the team's next phase of development focuses on extracting significantly more performance from the power unit. One area believed to receive major attention is the turbocharger, a component that Ferrari intentionally designed with certain compromises when these regulations first arrived. That decision improved drivability and helped optimize other aspects of the car's overall package, but it also limited maximum power output. Now that Ferrari has gained confidence in its chassis performance, engineers reportedly believe they can introduce a revised turbo and other engine updates without sacrificing the qualities that make the car so competitive through the corners. If those upgrades deliver the expected increase in horsepower, Ferrari could finally erase the straight-line deficit that has followed the team throughout the opening phase of the season. That prospect is making rivals increasingly nervous, because a Ferrari capable of matching Mercedes on the straights while maintaining its current aerodynamic superiority would become an extremely difficult package to beat. Another fascinating aspect of Ferrari's development strategy is how patient the team has been throughout the year. Rather than reacting emotionally after every disappointing weekend, the engineers stuck to a carefully planned roadmap, trusting their simulations and wind tunnel data even when early race results did not fully reflect the car's potential. This level of discipline is often what separates championship-winning organizations from teams that constantly change direction under pressure. Every upgrade introduced so far appears connected to a larger vision instead of serving as an isolated improvement. The front wing changes helped optimize airflow toward the floor. The revised floor generated stronger ground effect performance. The updated diffuser extracted more downforce from the rear, and the overall aerodynamic balance became increasingly predictable for the drivers. Hamilton has repeatedly emphasized how much more confidence he now feels behind the wheel, and in Formula One, confidence often translates directly into lap time because drivers are willing to brake later, carry more speed through corners, and attack qualifying laps with greater commitment. Mercedes, meanwhile, remains an incredibly strong competitor and cannot be underestimated. The team still possesses outstanding engineering resources, excellent race execution, and one of the most complete power units in Formula One. However, unlike the opening races where Mercedes appeared comfortably ahead, the competitive gap has narrowed considerably. Small setup mistakes, changing weather conditions, or tiny differences in tire performance can now determine who starts from pole position or wins on Sunday. That is exactly the type of environment Ferrari has been trying to create, because once the margins become incredibly small, continuous development becomes the deciding factor. Every new upgrade introduced over the remaining races could shift the competitive order by a few hundredths of a second, and in modern Formula One, those tiny differences often separate victory from defeat. Perhaps the most exciting part of Ferrari's story is that many people inside the paddock believe the team has not yet reached its full potential. If the upcoming engine package performs exactly as expected, Ferrari could combine outstanding cornering performance with competitive straight-line speed for the first time this season. Such a combination would transform the championship battle from a relatively comfortable Mercedes campaign into one of the closest and most unpredictable title fights in recent years. Formula One has always rewarded teams that think several steps ahead rather than simply responding to today's problems, and Ferrari's development path suggests the engineers have been building toward this moment from the very beginning. Instead of chasing quick fixes, they focused on creating a complete racing car capable of evolving throughout the season. Whether that strategy ultimately delivers a world championship remains to be seen, but one thing is already becoming clear. Ferrari is no longer the team desperately trying to catch the leaders. They are now the team everyone else is watching, because if the next upgrades unlock the performance engineers believe is hidden inside this package, the balance of power in Formula One could change much sooner than anyone expected, and what once looked like another comfortable Mercedes season may soon become one of the most intense championship battles the sport has witnessed under the new generation of regulations.